Welcome back to the Broad Street Benchwarmers podcast. My name is Adam Den. Ethan Lividitis is here with me. Michael Cormelos is in Boulder, Colorado right now. So we wish him the best of luck. He is on his sports broadcasting career path, calling the Delaware Blue Hens, taking on the Colorado Buffaloes. Should be a fun one. I don't know if this is going to be up before then, but if it is, you should definitely tune in because that's going to be an awesome game. We are here, however, for an event that I both fortunately and unfortunately, I would say, witnessed last night in person. The Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Dallas Cowboys 24-20 in a bit of a dogfight, we'll say. And we're here to give you a little bit of post-game. Haven't done this in a little bit, but How are we feeling, Ethan Lividitis, after 4 hours of what was certainly something?
Not good. Like straight up, like not good. If I can screen record the clip and put it in there. You said, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for a delay, I remember you said you would walk out if it was close.
I did say that.
It was close the entire game. Like there was no moment in the game where I'm like, we're like there was no time in the game where I was particularly like confident other than after the kickoff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because Jalen Carter got ejected the next play.
Yep. So. Yeah. I think that's where we should start, though.
Yeah, that was where it all started.
Yeah.
I know we're talking like it's a loss, but I mean, to be honest, there was a lot of stuff to be very concerned about. I know it's week one. We're not going to be like, oh my God, okay, the Commanders are winning the division. We're cooked. We're getting Peter Woods in the draft at number one. Like, I don't know. Just his loss allowed for good runs from Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders in the year 2025.
Let's maybe not.
Miles Sanders had a 50-yard run.
He did have a 50-yard. I know.
And then he fumbled the ball that caused a 50-minute delay.
Yeah.
It was definitely that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, the easiest place to start, like we said, is the Carter play. And I think, how you initially look at this, and I'll ask you the same thing, is, I mean, you look at it from a Nick Sirianni perspective in that case, I would say. And there was a general lack of discipline that seemed to stem from this team from start to finish. I mean, they are penalized 10 times. There's
a handful of them were a bit
of unsportsmanable,
but
a little bit. You could say that.
Like the Nolan Smith one was pretty bad. The Reed, in the end zone was pretty bad.
He's standing over the guy though. I mean,
yeah, that's by rule, I guess. Yep. But I do think that you should widen the rules a little bit. Like this is Philly, Dallas.
No, I agree.
You have to expect physicality and like intense sort of demeanor from the players. But
absolutely. And I mean, I know you said the Reed too. From my angle, the Reed play looked like targeting. So I understand from a certain perspective where you could say, I mean, if I didn't have access to Chris Collinsworth's slow motion and social media, I can understand where you could say that was a penalty. So it's just, I think it came down. It looked like a lack of preparedness, across the board, and a lack of focus for a team that has so emphasized focus across the entirety of their offseason.
I agree. Yeah, I think like probably. I mean, Bond was okay, but the defensive line and secondary, like that was like truly like. I expected the Dallas offensive line to do okay because they have good players right now, but not to this extent. Like there was, it's definitely arguable or even true to say that Dallas got more pressure than we did tonight.
It's true.
The quarterback.
It would be true.
Which is inexcusable considering we said, it's not even because we said it, just because on paper, it is one of the most mediocre to bad defensive lines in football against the best offensive line in maybe like the past 10 years, which was definitely, we have to talk about being hampered by
Dickerson's injury.
The Dickerson thing. It was definitely just playing I think it was him and AJ were just trying to play through it because it's Philly Dallas week 1 and we have to show out.
Yeah.
And that definitely, to be honest, if we had Brett Toth for the entire game, who knows? If
Yeah.
having an 100% replacement level at absolute best, I would say career backup guard
Yeah.
versus an all-pro who is like visibly injured the entire game. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think we can start on the offensive line of football, and I think one of the big things I had written down that I had to bring up, I saw on Twitter today. Dallas stacked the box 66.7% of the time.
Yeah,
I think any conversation about the offensive line has to start there because I mean they sold out to stop the run, and it really did slow down Saquon, especially when they're trying to grind this game out late in the game. You look at the average rate in which the Eagles faced loaded boxes last season, it was 20.7%. So, a 46% difference in the amount of stacked boxes that they're seeing is massive. And I mean, it didn't look the same from a inside zone perspective because of that. But I think what did change this game was their ability to hold up, especially with the lack of separation that these receivers are creating, and allow Jalen to have these rushing lanes. And, the lack of pass rush integrity from this Dallas defensive line, as much as we want to shit on the Eagles defensive line, showed in Jalen's ability to kind of scramble and create in this game.
Yeah.
This was one of the finer performances of him because of that. So I think you have to give them credit in that way.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah.
And I mean, with all the pressure, you would think he would be dinking and dunking the whole game. But again, we got in our NFC East preview and maybe even the Micah emergency reaction, we got Signature Adams when talking about the corners.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Other than one shot play to John Dotson, it was a night to forget from all the skill position guys. If we're being honest, including Saquon. Like Saquon had a below average game for the expectations.
Yeah, I think I went back and during audience studies class today, watched the All 22, and I mean, to me, it really just seemed like they were bracketing AJ on almost every play. I think there's been a lot of like, oh, are we worried? The injury and the explosiveness. I think it was there. I just think this Dallas defense did a fantastic job. I know I'm gonna kill PFF for saying this, but I mean, they said he was open 12 times over the course of 33 targets. I went through at least 20 of them. I can't say that was the case. And there were definitely opportunities for Jalen to push the ball and maybe some plays that were passed up on. But, I mean, really, I thought he did just a great job taking what the defense gave him. And I think that the big priority was to sell out on the run and to make sure that they weren't beaten over the top of them. And that was two things they did great on. And shout out, like you said, shout out to Diggs for looking. I mean, Diggs played fantastic. He looked like old Diggs from 2 years ago. And Deron Bland was certainly a dude. It was more, yeah. It was more Eric Kendricks getting beat on as we so constantly make fun of. Jack Sanborn got beaten over the middle a couple of times, and their nickel corner, who I'm forgetting the name of, was also got beat a couple of times. But it was, not the finest performance from the skill position group, but enough to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, the offense was definitely has a lot of things to be concerned about, but for me that wasn't really the story of the game.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest, because 24 points, like I expected them to be in the 24 to 30 range.
Yeah,
but I didn't expect Dallas to put up. I mean, actually, I'm not really sure because we said that this is like a Bengal situation where they'll have a potent offense.
Yeah.
But not in the specific ways where the secondary is getting pretty much bailed out by CeeDee Lamb for a handful of the game.
Yeah.
And you get no pressure on an inexperienced, but I think quality offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I've been fighting back on the CeeDee Lamb stuff a little bit all day, and I think I'll
Yeah,
continue.
the one like he had to like dive for it. I think that's one where like I can forgive it, but some of them it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I expected 2020 Jalen Mills like
Yeah, I know.
drops.
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, think about it, right? Quinyon Mitchell pick dropped easy in his hand.
If we're being honest, that has been an issue.
Yeah,
for
it
the
has
past
been an
2
issue.
years.
That is very true. Jihad.
He could have like 5.
Yeah.
He could have had like maybe 3 or 4 last year and would have had 1 yesterday.
Yeah. Reed Blankenship had that one that sails up in the air, drops to the ground.
Yeah.
I think there were multiple turnovers that came in the balance. So I've been a little deflective of that. But I mean, I think it probably is time to delve into the secondary because it is probably, I mean, if you have to have a takeaway from this game that is like sincerely a worry, I think that is the narrative that you have to run with. Adoree Jackson gets absolutely toasted in this one. CeeDee Lamb had 5 catches on 7 targets for 109 yards and a touchdown against him. And then, I mean, they throw Jacorian Bennett in there, and Jacorian Bennett basically mugs him and then gets immediately taken out. And then on that last play, which I have not seen a single person mention, that's Cooper DeJean's responsibility to be covering CeeDee Lamb on that play.
Yeah.
CeeDee runs right past him into the middle of the zone and is in prime position to catch that ball. So as much as I have been dialed in for the Cooper DeJean outside corner, Andrew Makuba playing strong safety, like I think that's a serious worry too. So a lot of questions.
Yeah. I mean, we expected. I mean, there was obviously turnover losing Rodgers and Slay. We were iffy on them leaving anyways because we're like, oh, it's whatever. We have Cooper DeJean and Quinyon.
Yeah.
And now we're like, we would love Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
Yeah.
That's not even like a joke. Like,
no, I would. I would.
Outside of the top 2, who didn't even play particularly great, like I do think that the 2, like one of them was a no call, one of them was PI. Those deep shots that got Quinyon like handsy with the receiver, like I know let him play, and he has shown he's had the discipline to avoid penalties, but sometimes it'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
And DeJean was, I don't know. I feel like the fan base sort of using kid gloves on him because he had a pick 6 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he's like, he gets like the day off from like any criticism, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like I'm not losing my mind just yet, only for the reason that Dallas is like going to have like a quality offense by the end of the year. If this was like the Giants, I'd be like, fire everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand that perspective. I think for me, it really is just the lack of confidence that seems to stem from that building in that room. And I mean, I was laughing about it because they were literally rotating Jackson and Bennett in the third quarter, like in and out on basically every other play and shifting and, and not even changing coverages, like not even going from a nickel look to like a cover 4 look, like just like flipping around and around and around. So it doesn't seem like they have confidence in a single guy out there. And I think when you're a team with championship aspirations, that doesn't make much sense. I know, it's Howie season always and trade deadline, blah, 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 blah. But I think it would be foolish to kind of hang around here in this way and just wait for something to happen. So I have great hopes for Jacorian Bennett. I think he's a stronger player than he showed in the maybe 3 snaps that he ended up getting after he, gave CeeDee Lamb a shakedown. But I don't know what the future is going to look like. And I mean, we can dive into it now. I think, next week's going to be quite the quite the test there.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is like it did. I feel like it should be. I mean, I would say the first 3.5 quarters were like everything we're saying, but
Yeah.
I do think they lost all like tangible momentum after the
Yes.
stoppage. Like that is not a thing that like
Yeah.
if we scratch that from the record and just say, okay, we just recovered a fumble in a one possession game, let's go and extend the lead like that.
Yeah.
I would say 8 times out of 10 that's happening.
Yeah. Momentum.
Yeah, and that and once the lightning strike started up, and that like completely stalled any hopes of this becoming like a comfortable enough game for us.
Yeah.
Like it was down the wire, which
Yeah.
I know we said was embarrassing, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not freaking out yet because there were so many weird things that happened. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of unpredictable. Like I mean, if you want to say the Carter thing's unpredictable, I guess you can.
Yeah.
But losing momentum after getting like a red zone turnover is like
No.
I truly think it would have been like 31-20 by the end.
Yeah.
Instead of 3 points across the entire second half, which is
Yeah.
kind of unbelievable considering
Yeah.
how the first half went.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can argue at points the other way around too, and how that momentum affected Dallas as well, though, because the way that passing game was thriving. I mean, until really that last drive, they were
There wasn't
really
really
second half. And I mean, I give a lot of credit to Brian Schottenheimer and what he came out with. They were getting CeeDee Lamb like all across the line of scrimmage, matched up with Adoree Jackson or whoever they really wanted him to be matched up with, and really just doing a great job showing the Eagles a ton of different looks, which Mike McCarthy never did. And so, I think, there could be an argument as well that this Dallas team really is just simply a great offensive unit. And, the Eagles faced an actual test early. And so I'm not quite ready to rule that out, even if, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was a test, but it's also like sort of getting back into the swing of things. Like, you won the game.
Yeah.
It was, I would say it was Dallas' Super Bowl, considering both the rivalry and all of the off the field antics surrounding the franchise.
Yeah.
So I'll chill with one eye open.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm concerned in some of like the I wouldn't say the little things, but like there's a little bit on every face of the ball where I'm like, okay, it's noted, but it's not like soundly alarm bells. Like so it was a win. It was a gritty game. We can move on until this becomes a trend.
Yeah, I agree. So give me the one thing you're watching most for going into next week in Kansas City.
Getting to the quarterback. That's that for me. I would say it's that, like, because I mean, as much as we like to sort of, as much as we talked about the secondary, like I think Dallas's skill positions. I mean, other than running back, I would say the receivers the receivers in Dallas are like, I would say, a class above Kansas City. I don't know, they have a much more potent offense, like technically, like Kansas City has had much more with and they have Xavier Worthy a full year, and he's going to be like their true one now after all those garbage time yards in the Super Bowl. And this is like a new coaching staff in Dallas. with receiver in his first game with the team and a brand new running game and new starting guard and this and that. And KC is sort of like, I mean, they did trade Tooney, but
Still
that should be a reason. Like,
Yeah.
that because Dallas has proven guys in the interior of the line. They still have Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, but they like the tackles should be open for the taking. And to be honest, Dallas, that should have been the case too.
Yeah.
Because Tyler Guyton,
It's not good.
I think he's an okay player, but it's kind of inexcusable that Dak was as comfortable as he was for the entire game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you see that reflected today. You see them go out and they get Zadarius Smith. I'm not the biggest Zadarius Smith fan based on what he put on film in Detroit last year, but I do think it's a guy who is just bigger than you have out there right now. And that was one of my biggest things as well. I mean, it seemed like the size disadvantage, especially at left tackle, was one of the reasons why, they weren't winning consistently at the point of attack. I think you look back at it, and Nolan Smith and Josh Uche, are just struggling size concern. So, yeah, I think that's definitely something to watch. I'm going to choose something positive for my thing to watch going into KC. I'm going to choose Jahad Campbell, who
he was awesome.
Awesome. He was great. He ends up forcing that fumble. He has a couple of great plays in coverage. I think he could be a serious, legitimate 1A, 1B next to Zach Bond if he actually.
I mean, he's like Zach Bond with hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, reincarnated. So I'm so excited, and I think for an Eagles team, after all we've been through, after the Nate Gary years, Ethan Leviditis, to have a solid linebacker core
not even last year it was Eagles legend Oren Burks, and a handful of games in Kobe, and now
Oren Burks played well. We'll give
Oren Burks is okay, but this is a good core, as individuals and collectively. So
yeah. No, it'll be fun. All right, before I go, I'm not going to let you go without giving me your biggest bold prediction for the weekend. I did not prepare you at all for this, but I want to hear
it. Okay. Prediction for week 1 would be that it's Carolina Panthers week 1 over the Jaguars. The only one I can really think of.
Really?
I think it's close enough, and if we're getting if you want me to get crazy, then I'll say maybe the Titans can beat the Broncos, but that's crazy. I didn't know if
that's getting a little.
I didn't know
wild.
if that was crazy.
No, go ahead.
That's why I said that I was on the Panthers.
You gotta explain. You're being bold. You gotta explain your boldness.
With the Panthers, I think the Jaguars defense has a lot to prove, and I'm generally confident in what I guess the Panthers can do offensively if they get T-Mac involved early. Same deal with Xavier Legette. I know the Thielen thing was weird, so he doesn't really have a safety net for a little bit unless that becomes McMillan, but it's probably going to be a defensive slugfest for both teams. I mean, I think Carolina's is considerably worse, but
it is.
I'm not sure how the Liam Cohen experience is going to be week 1.
Really?
I like Brian Thomas, I like Travis Hunter, but I'm a little bit more confident in Bryce Young at this second in time compared to Trevor Lawrence, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
Right this second.
We are dropping gems here in the brush.
Yes. This is
Yeah, I mean,
do you have anything spicy?
Well, I was gonna follow up. Or
is it just me?
I have something real spicy. I was just gonna say, I agree with you. I think Carolina can absolutely win that game. I just think it's going to happen the opposite way. I have a lot of confidence in Liam Cohen. I just think we're going to get a shootout, an old-fashioned shootout right there.
Yeah.
And I have so much trust in this Panthers offense, I think, at this point, with how they've kind of
Yeah.
revitalized that line. And I mean, what I think we're going to get out of T-Mac week 1, that I think we're in for maybe a good one.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
it's like a fully unleashed Bryce Young without any looming Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
And it's just like him comfortable week 1, brand new number 1 receiver. Like,
Yeah.
I know on paper Jacksonville has better playmakers, but
still,
line has a lot to be desired. It's not like Carolina is gonna like destroy them like in the run game or anything.
But their interior defense is better. I mean, getting Derek Brown back, still having
and if you're gonna think, oh, they have Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, like they have the thing is Carolina has a very good offensive line, so like that sort of cancels it out. Jacksonville, outside of Travis Hunter, as a bad secondary.
Yeah.
Like and I don't really think they're going to be targeting Shavion Sanders a ton. I think it's mostly going to be on the receivers. So it's not like Devin Lloyd or Oluokun are going to be like picked on. Like, I think this is like, it's going to be a shootout, but
yeah,
I trust Bryce Young. Yeah. I think we said that they're going to win 7 games, but I'm going to enjoy Bryce Young.
Yeah, I guess. Jeez. All right. I actually that made the spiciness, the Bryce Young part of that made the spiciness of mine die down a little bit. But I think that the Atlanta Falcons are going to take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday in what I think is going to be the best game of the weekend. I think you're get a clash between two teams fighting for this NFC South, and I don't have a lot of faith in this Atlanta Falcons defense at all, but I think Michael Penix is going to come out swinging it week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary that I don't know if I have a ton of trust in right now based on looking at their injury report. And injury report offensively as well, missing Wirfs, missing Godwin. I think there's, opportunity for this Atlanta Falcons team to maybe get a turnovers and possibly have a say in this one. So give me the Falcons, and I'll now, since we're going crazy with the
and you have more confidence in Michael Penix than Baker Mayfield, right?
No, I am not Michael Cormelos. I'm not gonna go there.
No, he loves Baker. He had him winning 12 games.
He does love Baker. That's true. I could never replace him on his Michael Penix love, but I think there's a good chance we get to week 8 and the Atlanta Falcons are leading the NFC South.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
I think I had them both winning 9 games. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy your weekend football, everybody. We're gonna go watch Chargers Chiefs. We'll talk to you very soon.
All right.